Karen's labor and delivery will not be easy. What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Sistas video, and it's a new season alert. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the synopsis for season 9, episode number 2. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn your bell notification. I cover Tyler Perry Sistas through and through, honey. Playlist for episodic breakdowns. I have a dedicated video podcast, where we discuss everything that there is to discuss, whether it is storylines or plot points, character analysis, and more. You name it, I'm talking about it, especially when it comes to the Tyler Perry Sistas universe. And you don't want to miss out on that, so make sure that you subscribe. Now, you can also always go and read the synopsis for yourself over on ericavane.com. I'll have it linked in the description box of this video down below. But I'm going to read it for you and then let you know what I think it means. But in any given point in time, you can jump in the comment section and you can tell me what you think it means so we can have this conversation here. This is a conversation with this content. Without further ado, here's the synopsis. Now, I don't have the title of the episode, but the synopsis reads: with Karen's suffering being ignored by a dismissive doctor, desperation sets in as Sistas search for a doctor who cares. When Karen receives the needed attention, a shocking discovery is made. I just need her to get these babies here healthily, okay? That's it, that's all. However, I am very excited to see this particular plot point because this is something that's very real for a majority of Black women who are entering into motherhood in the United States. Black women here in the United States, we suffer from the most medical malpractice. We are regarded as like overly strong. We are ignored and dismissed when we speak about our pain. We aren't necessarily listened to when we give our symptoms. Doctors have been trained in this country due to racism to not really take care of Black mothers the way that they should or the way that they could, and definitely not the way that they intend to and do for other non-Black mothers, right? So this is a very real story that a lot of women actually experience, and I'm not surprised with Karen being a first-time mom, a geriatric mom, and a mom of multiples on her first time. There are so many moving parts when it comes to this particular labor and delivery, so she is going to need somebody to be attentive. Now, it's also not something that's uncommon that your actual OBGYN is not available, right? Karen is going into labor seemingly like a month and a half, maybe even 2 months early. And if her doctor's like maybe on vacation and not available because it's happened all of a sudden, then she's going to have to go to the OB that's on call at the hospital that she goes to, which is probably how she ends up with this dismissive doctor. Now, I just hope that they do a good job in reference to the writer's room. When they came up with this story, they decided to do a good job and speak to the specific nuances. I want to see a detailed story of how Karen is being ignored, how Karen is being dismissed. I also want to see, like, Karen is probably going to be operating with as much grace and much calm as she can possibly muster, but she's also going to be terrified. This is her first time birthing children, and she has to birth multiples, and they're actually early. She's there at the moment with Fatima because we got to see in the trailer that Fatima is the one who gets her to the hospital, and then of course she probably calls everybody, but who knows at what point in time we're going to actually see this particular point or where this episode is. So I think that it's going to also still be her and Fatima at the hospital. So there is no Aaron, there is no her mom, there is no other girls there to like distract her or make her feel like everything is going to be okay, even though it feels like something is wrong. And that brings me to my next point. It's going to probably feel like something is wrong. With her being a first-time mom, and this is her first time with labor and delivery, the excruciating pain could throw her for a shock. Like, yes, Karen has done the Lamaze and she has done all the prep that she has needed to. We didn't get to see a ton of it on screen, but okay. I don't think anything can really prepare you for the actual act. So to be sitting in a waiting room, trying to get a room, or even in a room, and then a doctor is not actually paying attention to you, you might not be progressing at the pace that you should, right? Because she got to dilate. Like, certain things just have to happen. They got to keep track of blood pressure. They got to keep track of like all of these things. Any one or two of those things that fall by the wayside or fall through the cracks, and it creates an even stressful environment when labor and delivery is already stressful. So I'm imagining that this episode is going to be very intense, high stress. I'm hoping that they don't skimp out on the details, but all in all, I think that Karen is actually going to be all right. Once the sisters actually arrive and they get to advocating, which I do believe that Fatima is probably advocating for her as well, and probably about to lose her cool. So shout out to Fatima. I really like what I saw from Fatima in the trailer previewing this season or at least the first 3 episodes of this season. So I know that she is going to bat for Karen as well. Once Andi gets there and can speak the legal jargon, once Sabrina gets there and can start speaking to the Zen and all of that, like all of the pieces start to come together, it's going to start to make sense. They're going to find her somebody who actually cares and can help her deliver the babies. Now, the discovery that gets made, that's where I'm like, I don't know. And honestly, I would not put it past these writers for there not to be just 2 babies in there and then for there to be 3. Because that's not something that's uncommon either, right? Like, well, actually, it's not rare, but it is uncommon. There can be a baby hiding behind another baby that they didn't see the entire time. And I want to lean towards that because I'm just hoping and praying that nothing that is discovered or the discovery is made is nothing negative. It's nothing harmful or anything like that. I think it would be very cool if there's 3 babies and then like 2 of them are Aaron's and then he gets a boy and a girl. So then they could be one and done. I would absolutely eat that up. Love that. That would just... Absolutely. So remember your good sis said it if that's what actually happens. But I don't know. I would love to know what you think is going to happen. Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, this entire synopsis is centered around Karen. So I'm assuming that most of this episode is still going to be at the hospital. So this is telling me that the first 2 episodes are going to be at the hospital. The first one, episode 1, the premiere, is probably going to be jumping back and forth so you can get a guide of like where everybody is, right? So Zach and Andi are at Gary's office. They still get away. We're going to see that play out in the first episode. Fatima and Karen were on the way to the hospital. They make it to the hospital in episode 2. They're at the hospital. Sabrina is still talking to Rich in episode 1, but somehow she makes it to the hospital. So this is going to be the episode, which is probably, we're not really going to leave the hospital. Maybe other than to see like Miss Lisa and where she's at to get there, and maybe Aaron to actually get there. I don't think that we're leaving the hospital, which is probably why the synopsis is only mentioning Karen and like, or like really focusing on Karen, because it mentions the sisters, but it's focusing on Karen. Again, let me know what you think. That's what I think. Let's talk it out in the comment section down below. I'm looking forward to the premiere, July 16th. Season 9 returns with new Sistas episodes. And if you missed any of my breakdowns, or if you want to catch up on season 8, or you might have forgot a few things, check out my season 8 Sistas playlist. Broke down all of the episodes. And then also we have our Sistas Keeper, the Tyler Perry Sistas live unofficial video podcast and after show that you can also get into. Tons of Sistas content right here on Erica Beyince TV. I'll see you in the next one.